Our next guests, they both have a lot in common. They're married, they have Parkinson's, and they've both had the deep brain stimulation, which is a surgical procedure that puts an implant in the brain and actually helps to control tremors that people with Parkinson's get. So Allison, Toepperwien, and Eury, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having us.
I'm so happy that you're here. You know, Allison and I, we actually go way back. I covered the story of Allison when she was diagnosed young with Parkinson's, and then you went on to compete at American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah,
so
that
you
was
have
8 years ago.
I can't believe it was that long ago. You have had an amazing life. You are an amazing athlete despite your diagnosis. Look at that, and now you're married. So catch us up on what all has changed since we first met you 8 years ago.
Well, I was diagnosed the last day of 2014, New Year's Eve, and it came right on the helms of my divorce. It was 2.5 months after my divorce. And so it really wrapped up a really crappy year for me. And then I went to Dr. Joseph Jankovic pretty much immediately after my diagnosis. He is the #1 neurologist in the world for Parkinson's and movement disorders, and he happens to be at Baylor College of Medicine right in the Texas Medical Center.
At St. Luke's.
Yes, and so I went to him, and I've been going to him since 2015. And then, you know, just was in really bad one after one dates and relationships that were short-lived, and I hated all men. So it was...
Chet met this guy.
Right.
It was May of 2020. I wrote a prayer and was like, I'm done with men. 4 days later, this stranger in North Carolina buys property on Allison Street for him, his 2 kids, and his dog named Allie.
How cute.
And so we met, got married 2 years later, and then December, just over a year later after that, this past December, we both had brain surgery. Same day, same OR,
Wow.
same neurosurgeon, Dr. Samir Sheth,
Wow.
also with Baylor.
You did a great job.
So, you know, no other relationships could have worked because nobody could understand you as well as Stephen could. Stephen, you were also diagnosed with Parkinson's at a young age, is that right?
That's correct.
How old were you when you were
I
diagnosed?
started seeing symptoms at 29, but I was about 30 years old. Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
But it made me really good at scrambling eggs. For a little
That
while.
love
game
your
is
sense of
shot
humor.
now.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore.
Yes, it doesn't happen because, as we mentioned, you've both had the deep brain stimulation at Baylor St. Luke's. And so we kind of explained it a little bit. For those people who don't understand the procedure, tell me a little bit about what it is.
Well, the implant is stimulator. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's right
Yeah, I see a
here.
little bit of a scar.
Like a bump. And then
Yeah.
I have
It's
a
kind of
wire.
like a pacemaker.
Yeah, I have 2 wires that run up here, and they go into nickel-sized holes in our skulls. Not to be too brutal, but the wires go down to the subthalamic nucleus, and that helps relieve the tremors, because I'm telling you, if I didn't have that device on by Boston Scientific, another great, awesome medical company.
Let's have Haley turn you
Yeah,
off.
Oh,
so
no.
you guys are both sitting totally still right now, which is just almost unheard of with people who have Parkinson's. I'm holding the controller here, so I could actually turn this off and your tremors would come back?
That's correct.
Let me see. Do I hold the
you
red
actually-
button?
So you're going to do the side button.
We're gonna,
I'm
hold
itching
on.
to
Hold
touch
this
red
down.
buttons,
I'm
guys.
gonna trust you. She told me you're a pretty good girl, so that's okay.
I'm pretty nice
And
sometimes.
so when it connects, it's connecting through Bluetooth right now. And then when that, okay, now you can press the red button if you want to be mean to me. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to press it just one time.
Yes. And now what does it say?
And now it says stimulation off, and almost pretty immediately your tremors come back.
Yeah, so I'm really good at scrambling eggs right now, but you know.
Do you feel like you did before you got the deep brain stimulation almost immediately when this turns off?
Yes.
Like, do you feel that?
Yeah. It's
from
like
what I've talked to with people with Parkinson's, you kind of try to fight it, right? And then it leads to more exhaustion. Is that correct?
It does, and stress actually makes it worse. So like being on live television or something would cause it to be even worse. But yeah, it's pretty bad.
So this is even maybe
Yeah,
worse.
let's go
than
ahead and
what
press
it
that red
normally-
button and give me some
Sure
relief
thing,
if
sorry.
you don't mind. No, it's okay.
Trying to make you talk while also doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, is this right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell people too that I've
That's
covered.
a miracle. It really is.
Yeah, I've covered deep brain stimulations where I've been in the operating room, and you can see this happen in the operating room
Wow.
right when the doctor gets it in the right spot. I'm sure you guys were probably awake for your procedure. No, you were
No.
not awake. Okay.
Can I just tell you, like,
Yeah.
I had brain surgery 6 months ago, and I walked out of the hospital with my long locks.
Yeah.
We were asleep the entire time, both of us. The same OR.
This is the video of it. Yeah.
One day, and the very next day, we walked out of the hospital and took ourselves. Well, we didn't drive.
Hey, Mom, there's my beautiful mother.
But my sister, his mom, took us to Salata. We got our salad to go and
You're like,
came
I just
home.
had brain surgery. So what's changed then? Because when I've been in the OR, you can see when it happens, and they ask the patient to hold their arm up, and they can see that it's working because the patient can. I've seen people play violin. I've seen people do activities with their hands that they couldn't do with the tremors.
Yeah.
So
So-
that things have evolved since then too, I guess.
Medical
Yes,
imaging has
so-
advanced quite a bit.
They now do MRI guided DBS.
So you don't have to be awake. They know it's going to work.
We had the MRI done about 2 to 3 weeks prior to the surgery, and that's what they used along with a robot. But our neurosurgeon said he does all the hard work, and he hit the mark. We've heard from tons of people that are our friends who also had this done right around the same time, and no one else anywhere in the United States was asleep. Oftentimes, they had to have it taken out and replaced so that they got in the right spot. And yet, our neurosurgeon hit the bullseye.
Bullseye, yeah.
Bullseye.
The combination of the team
Both
between
times.
Joseph Jankovic, the neurologist, greatest in the world in my opinion, and a lot of people's, and Dr. Samir Sheff, the surgeon. These
Which
guys
we're
are-
kind of partial to.
Yeah, these guys are awesome.
Did you come in from North Carolina specifically to see him?
Yes.
And then that's how you guys met?
Oh, no.
Well, because I was seeing him already,
Oh,
Yeah.
you
Made
helped
him.
connect him
We
to
met
the
for
doctor.
other reasons.
How has the deep brain stimulation actually brought you guys closer together?
Well,
Going through a brain
I
surgery
mean-
together. I mean, I imagine.
you know, I
bonds
tell him
you a
all
little
the
bit.
time. I touch his chest, and I'm like, we're brain buddies. You know,
Absolutely.
like we are forever connected. You know, the only thing I think that could possibly make us more connected is if, like, I give you a kidney or something.
That may happen, you never know.
You've been through a lot together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And now you live in North Carolina, but you still travel back here for your
Yes.
doctor?
Yes. We live on Allison Street with our
Yes.
dog named Allie. And
Wow.
it's just been,
It's been a blessing, is what I found.
it's been an absolute blessing. And I mean, you can't get treated by the #1 neurologist and have such an amazing experience and then go anywhere else. So
Yeah.
we're forever Houstonians, at least in our neurological.
Well,
journey.
you got lucky with this one. If anybody's going to figure out a way to do things despite having this diagnosis of Parkinson's, it's Allison Toepperwien.
Absolutely.
I know that from many years ago, and like the video we showed of your athleticism, it's pretty amazing. But what advice do you guys have for anybody facing a diagnosis of Parkinson's? This can be something, as you remember, it can be devastating in the beginning. What would you have to say to them?
This is not a death sentence. There is hope, and DBS is life-changing for those who qualify. It
Not
is
everybody qualifies,
but it is a quality of life procedure, and I mean, we actually go through life forgetting we have Parkinson's now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that was going to be possible?
No.
no. I would say come to Baylor College of Medicine for sure, and Baylor St. Luke's Hospital. These people are awesome.
And we do have information for their deep brain stimulation, a link to their web article, so we will link you to that on clicktohouston.com. Allison
you.
and Stephen, anything else that you want people to know before I let you go?
I thank God every day for another day here on earth. I mean, He's really blessed me.
Absolutely.
And I know you have a daughter. Do you have children?
I do, too.
So you guys have lots more years that you have to give them with a good quality
They can
of
check
life.
us out on litwithin.com, LITWITH.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. Yeah,
Lit
litwithin.com is Allison's page, and it's such an inspiration to watch. So if you feel like you didn't get enough of these two, go to that page and check it out. They're a huge inspiration. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We love
Thank you for
having
having
you.
us.